you have to ask the question, what in the world is the deep state so worried about? As the past and future President Donald J. Trump prepares for a triumphant return to 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, well, rumors are rampant that senior officials at the Department of Justice are lawyering up, running scared, terrified of a tsunami of legal woes that may be headed their way in the wake of President Trump's victory. And so the question every American should be asking is a very simple one. Why? Why are they so worried? Maybe they're worried that the days of Attorney General Merrick Garland allowing criminal referrals to collect dust while they pervert our laws to persecute instead of prosecute, well, they might be finally coming to an end. Now, of course, the left-stream media, they have labeled all of this political vengeance, Project 2025's revenge. Here in the real world, though, we have a different word for it. We call it accountability. We call it justice. We call it demanding that those who abused their authority as officers within our government who helped create a political environment so toxic that 2 men and 1 sovereign nation all tried to kill Donald J. Trump, well, we think they should finally face their own day in court. Let us never forget that in the lead-up to the 2020 election, the current Secretary of State, Anthony Blinken, a man John McCain called a threat to American security 10 years ago, well, he was the point man for the Hunter Biden laptops hoax cabal. That he picked up a telephone, he called the deputy director of the CIA, and a short while after that call, out of the clear blue sky, appeared a letter signed by 51 former members of U.S. intelligence claiming that Hunter Biden's laptop was Russian disinformation. Well, we now know the laptop was very real, and we now know the FBI had authenticated that laptop 11 months prior to a single one of those 51 officials putting pen to paper to sign that letter for the whole world to see. And to this day, no one has asked the FBI director or the deputy FBI director or any other senior ranking officials at the FBI why they never picked up the phone to tell the media, telling the entire world that the laptop was Russian disinformation. We know categorically that the laptop is real. How did our own intelligence service allow flagrant misinformation to be circulated in the lead up to a presidential election, done so by their own intelligence operators? Well, we're going to get some answers, because enter the 119th Congress, complete with Republican control of the House of Representatives, the U.S. Senate, and all the subpoena power that comes along with it. And so there's going to be an investigation now. Justice demands it. The veracity of the Department of Justice demands it. Because the notion that people signed that letter, knowing that the bogus theory they were floating had already been debunked by the same FBI whose credibility and proximity they were using to sell this hoax to the nation, is an act akin to treason. And it is certainly a sequence of events worthy of a criminal referral, because it was clearly a flagrant attempt to interfere in a federal election by people getting paid by the Federal Bureau of Investigations. Let us not forget the deputy director of the CIA acknowledged, in part, that he did want Joe Biden to win. See, folks, that's a story ripped out of the headlines of a Banana Republic fan fiction novel, but it all happened right here in the United States of America, and nothing has happened. Congresswoman Claudia Tenney, she sent a criminal referral to Merrick Garland in July of this year demanding answers. Of course, that criminal referral is currently collecting dust on the desk of the current Attorney General. But I promise you, it is getting dusted off in January of 2025, and that is why they are running like rats from a burning ship. It is just one of the many examples of the ways in which their arrogance and their contempt for Donald J. Trump and those who support him drove them to a place where they were willing to invent legal theories that have never existed in the history of the world to try and stop him. And they failed. And my Bible tells me that joy cometh in the morning. And morning in America, it starts all over again, January 20th of 2025. So, you can call it MAGA vengeance if you want, but when you're done, you better call Matlock, because accountability is coming back to America.
You know, folks, I thank God for my wonderful wife, my kids, my country, the greatest nation ever. And Americans like you who believe in the truth, the Chris Salcedo Show will never stop fighting for you.
The Chris Salcedo Show, for the news you need to know.